Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to PWE Live. I am your host, Christopher Billings, joined by my esteemed broadcast partner, Wes Steele.
Billings, I'm just as shocked as you are that Die Hard was able to get me back in this seat next to you again, man. But it's been a long time. I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you here. I know you weren't with us last week, but we began the PWE World Championship Tournament.
And I was able to watch that from home, and man, you've got some competitors. I'm so excited to be here and be able to be in front of these competitors, people I haven't seen in years, people that I've watched for years. So I'm just so happy to be here.
Oh yeah, and it goes deeper tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We've still got Jerry Graham and James Braden competing in the championship tournament, as well as Jordan Moore and Ron Corleone in the main event this evening. And we're actually kicking things off tonight with James Braden and Jerry Graham.
And both, again, people that I've watched for years, people that I've been in front of, matches I've called for so long, and I'm so excited to be able to see these guys wrestle in front of me again here tonight.
You know, it's funny you say that, because with our first match here, we've got Jerry Graham, former FFW champion, former TPP champion, getting ready to take on James Braden. And Jerry Graham is not a fan favorite. The fans they do not support Jerry Graham, and they don't support Braden either. So this is kind of like, I don't want to say two bad guys, but it's two bad guys versus two bad guys.
Yeah, and I mean, you see dynamics like this. We've called matches just like this, for years, and it's always great to see two big guys just get in and just knock the crap out of each other.
It is pretty entertaining when they start lobbing their big old hams at each other. It's a highly enjoyable time, and I just want to remind everybody that the winner of this matchup is guaranteed to compete at PWE Ground Zero for the PWE World Championship.
And it's been a long time since you've seen either of these in that kind of a situation, right? I mean, how long's it been since we've seen James Braden in an actual world title picture?
You know, for James Braden, it's been at least 4 years. At least 4 years. It's been about 2 years for Jerry Graham. So
right. So I'm wondering if that more recent experience from Jerry is going to play a factor here, if we're going to see someone like James Braden, who hasn't been in this situation, be a little bit more uncomfortable, right? Maybe a little less experienced in recent years, and maybe that'll play a factor here.
That is true. I actually have come to think of it. I remember the last time this man, James Braden, was involved in a world championship matchup. It was against Craig Hazard in 2016. So that was the last time.
Yeah, so maybe that goes the other way, right? Maybe he feels a little bit more desperate. Maybe it's been 4 years, and he's thinking maybe this is one of my last shots. So maybe he goes a little bit more desperate here. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
I am too. I'm ready to get this night underway. I'm so glad that you're joining me again at the broadcast booth here, and thank you to all of our fans in attendance this evening, whether watching at home or here in our arena in LA. But and it's way warmer in Los Angeles than what it is in most of the other places in the United States. So
it is, man. I come from Chicago. It is mighty cold out there, and I'll take some sunshine. And when Die Hard called me up and said that you were in desperate need of help on this on this desk, I jumped on the first plane out here.
Well, that's good to know that you were so much looking forward to working with me again.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, totally. So, betting man's odds here. Who are you pulling for in this matchup? James Braden, Jerry Graham?
I think long-term experience is going to play a factor here. James Braden has been in a lot of matches. He's been in a lot of big matches. He has been in this kind of situation many times in his career where a world title opportunity is on the line on this match that he's in. So I think experience is going to play a factor here. I'm going to James Braden.
Fair enough. And I'm going to say, just based off of Jerry Graham being the former, FFW champion, I'm going to have to go with Jerry Graham, just because for James Braden, unfortunately, although he does have a lot of experience with tournament matches and big time matches, he usually, I hate to say this, but James Braden does generally buckle under the pressure.
It's fair, and we have seen that a lot too. I was thinking about that. As I was saying, it's like he's been in a lot of these matches. It doesn't always go very well, but he's there a lot. But I'm gonna stick with it. He's got experience. He's got years of experience,
and he's got an extra 20 pounds on Jerry Graham. So
exactly.
And we're in the standing type here into the wrist lock, and again, but even though he's got that additional weight advantage over Graham. Graham has that technical, I don't want to say technical prowess because we know it's not that, but he definitely has a more technical ability compared to, say, James Braden.
Yeah, and you hate to use phrases like smarter than, because I don't think that's really what I mean, but when you have someone whose in-ring intelligence is just a little bit higher, someone who knows how to use their body effectively against someone else, you're just going to see that kind of advantage over someone who focuses on brute strength.
That is very true, because, much like that old TCO moniker for, James Braden was, hit hard, hit fast.
That's right.
And, so James Braden, very strike-based. And, Jerry Graham more wrestling based. But right now, James Braden, he's got Graham on the outside, but Graham's sprinting back in and trying to go after Braden. Braden, I think, is spending too much time taunting Jerry Graham.
Yeah, he was able to duck one punch there, but was caught with the next several and is planted hard. And we're going to see a cover here.
And a long 2 count. That was a very long 2 count for Jerry Graham.
Yeah, I think he must knock the wind out of Braden there or something. That was a long 2.
And normally you'd see somebody like James Braden kick out with authority, and it wasn't as powerful as you would like. And the fans here in attendance, I know we're backstage here, but we can hear the fans. They like I said, they're not very receptive in a positive light to either Jerry Graham nor James Braden.
Well, and that's why that makes this kind of booking so good, right? Because either way, people are happy to see people lose.
Exactly.
Whether these folks get to watch Braden take the win here or get pinned, no one's gonna be overly mad about that.
Now that is a beautiful feat of strength for Jerry Graham. He picked up Braden from the ground in the Northern Lights and flipped him back over. Beautiful transition there.
And it's impressive to see someone be able to pull a Northern Lights suplex as perfect as that, especially on someone as big as Braden.
Most definitely, as Braden here, though, starting to get more aggressive in this matchup, and I believe that's what he needs to do. He's got to be aggressive.
Does quick 1 count there, was really close to the ropes there, might have been able to grab for it, gets the shoulder up, rolls out, and Braden's got him back to his feet.
And I almost feel like I want to change who I'd pick to win, just because, like, if James Braden can slow this matchup down to, like, the pace that he is comfortable with, because obviously he's very strike heavy. He likes to throw people around going into the cover here. A long 2 count for James Braden, but if Braden can slow this down to his good working pace, he may actually beat Jerry Graham.
And I guess that was sort of my point, right? The experience and everything is going to play a factor here. Another cover, very quick 1 count. The experience and everything will play a factor as long as Jerry Graham is able to avoid those fists. You take 1 or 2 of those hits, it doesn't matter how much experience you've got in the ring, you're going to be done.
Oh yeah, and now Jerry Graham trying to dictate the pace his way as he's got this rear chin lock cinched in on James Braden, and that is not a comfortable maneuver to be in.
Trying to wear down the big man, that is wrestling 101. Get the big guy down, get him worn out. That's how you take him down. That's how you're going to win this match.
But again, to your point of a couple of big right hands, big meat hooks from these bigger wrestlers, and they definitely do some damage. They'll swell up the side of your face in a matter of moments.
Absolutely. If someone gets and a nice counter there. Someone catches either one of these wrestlers catch one another with some big hooks and a nice forearm there by Braden. A couple more of those, and this match isn't going to last very much longer at all.
Exactly, and you could tell that Graham's feeling it, especially that last overhand clubbing blow that James did, as Jerry was completely rocked. Now he's on the outside here, flying from the apron, as Jerry Graham, I'm assuming pandering to the fans over there, as our camera's focused on Jerry Graham right now.
And we need to see Graham show a little bit more life in this match. He's either got to pick the pace up a little bit or find a way. Ooh, and a big clothesline there to the back. And if he can dictate this pace in his favor, if he's able to make Braden uncomfortable, that's what he's got to do to get himself back in this match. And it looks like he's getting into that right now.
And again, the experience factor. Oh, wait a second! Out of nowhere, the AA from James Braden into the cover. This has got to be it. 2, almost. Oh my God! Jerry Graham able to kick out.
And we've seen that move from Braden, and there's not an awful lot of people that get up like that right after taking an AA like that from James Braden.
And that was out of nowhere for James Braden. Like, usually he's got telltale signs leading up to it. He literally picked up Graham, slammed him over. If he had maybe been just a split second quicker on that cover, that could have been it.
And I love to see that from James, right? Like you said, there's always been telltale signs of when he was going for an AA, when he was going for those big moves, when he was trying to put his opponent away. Being able to pick up something like that and hit it out of nowhere, hit it when they weren't expecting it, that's improvement from James Braden. I love to see that.
Most definitely. And well, for Jerry Graham, he's obviously looking for the pedigree here because
he's calling for it.
Oh wait, is Braden going to counter this? And the pedigree from Graham. That's got to be it. Referee taking his time to cover here. 1, 2, and 3, and that is all she wrote. Jerry Graham continues on. My pick was correct.
Billings, you don't have to rub in my face. It was my first match back.
That is true. You had a 50% chance of being accurate.
That's right. But let's be honest. I think what we really need to talk about here is someone needs to talk to Die Hard about these refs. They are moving so slow.
They are definitely taking their time. As congratulations, I guess, to Jerry Graham. I'm not a big fan of Jerry Graham anymore, but congratulations nonetheless. But James Braden definitely showing he's got potential to, take Jerry Graham to that extreme. I mean, Jerry Graham hit that pedigree out of, almost out of desperation to pick up the win.
And seeing Braden being able to, even after all these years, find ways to keep improving, to make himself as best as he can be in the ring right now, being able to hit that AA, like you said, just out of nowhere, that's huge improvement for him. Seeing that out of an experienced older wrestler, I love.
Oh yeah, and it looks like we're being told here that we've got Ron Corleone standing by back here backstage. Has got something to apparently say, so interested to see what that's all about. That maybe in recourse to the actions that management took against him last week for using provocative language. Yeah,
I would imagine he will certainly have some sort of response to the fine that he received, and we'll see what else he's got to say. I know he's always got something to say about who he's going to wrestle, so we'll see if he mentions Jordan here tonight too.
I'm not going to apologize for the explicit language I used last week. And that fine, that's chump change, man. I smoke that in herbs every week. It's nothing. Got my point across, and I won't be silenced. And later tonight, I'm going to come out there and kick Jordan Moore's ass. I played this little game with y'all on the way to my title. I played this game. Jordan Moore, your ass is mine.
Very strong words from Ron Corleone, touching
and I
on
think
being fined.
I think we hit the nail on the head. Hit right on the fine, and a little bit of throwing some words at Jordan Moore. We'll see how he responds to that. Jordan isn't someone that's ever been particularly
fond of people.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always been one that takes words and stuff like that a little bit more seriously. So we'll see what his response to Ron is tonight.
Well, that's definitely molding the main event tonight to kind of be an explosive one. Again, ladies and gentlemen, myself and Wes have called hundreds of matches for Jordan Moore over the years, and yeah, usually he turns up the trouble when words are said to him. He uses that as a motivation. So I hope Ron Corleone has been studying footage from Jordan Moore.
I would certainly hope so, and I don't think that's really something that we have to worry about. Ron talks a big game, but Ron's also not one that is backed down from a challenger, or one that is someone that you would expect anything less than the best from. So I don't expect to see a bad showing from either one of them here tonight, but probably definitely got the juices flowing, the blood pumping for Jordan Moore there from Ron.
Oh yeah, and speaking of a challenge, this young man that just got into the ring, Anthony Guerrero Jr., the son of Die Hard, getting ready to take on Brick Wall off of Brick Wall's elimination from last week's tournament match against Braden, which, you know, was questionable circumstances, I feel, because as Brick Wall was getting ready to put Braden away, the lights went out.
And I'm interested to see how this plays out. Who's actually going to take responsibility, if anybody? I'm interested to see who would want to interfere with someone like Brick Wall. I'll be honest, man. I would want no part of Brick Wall.
That's funny. It's funny you say that, because for those of you that don't know, Brick Wall stands at about 6'6", 6'5.5", maybe on a bad day. It weighs 286 pounds.
Exactly. And look at him, man. He is probably in the best shape of his life. Brick looks terrifying. I want no part of him. And whoever's messing with him, trying to get in his head, is picking a fight with someone they really don't want.
That is very, very true. I fully agree. And I'm, like, for this matchup, I feel so bad, because Brick Wall last week would have been that much closer to getting a world championship. He's a highly decorated wrestler. He's got multiple championship wins, but never the world championship. It's always been something a little less than the world title.
Always has been a top tier solo and tag team competitor. Never been able to find his way into that world heavyweight picture. Really disappointed to see him kicked out in that first round of the tournament, like you mentioned.
Oh yeah, as you see, like, Anthony Jr. is going to try to maybe get himself psyched. Oh, and a big right hand there from Brick Wall. No tie up there, and these punches from Jr. are having little to no effect.
Yeah. And you see Anthony Guerrero Jr. try to, like you mentioned, try to be a little bit like his father, try to get in the head of his opponent, and he tried to play some mind games there with Brick early, and these blows are just doing nothing to Brick at all.
Although here we go, big back chop, and Brick Wall still on his feet,
shaking it off, and those big blows coming from Brick, man, you don't want to be on the receiving end of those.
I've seen that knock people's teeth out of their mouths. I mean, Junior going off the ropes here and attempted. Look at this. Oh, this is not good for Junior.
Oh no, yeah. If you can't get him off his feet, that's going to be a rough match for Junior. So these big slams from Brick, that's just so much damage.
I gotta hand it to Junior. He's being tenacious in this against Brick Wall. Like, just strength upon strength, like Brick Wall's got reserves of strength everywhere. His leg is probably the size of Junior's body. Literally,
I mean, look at this man's thighs. This man's thighs are about the size of of Junior's waist. This is a massive size difference, and a huge back suplex off the top rope there for Brick. I assume he would go for a cover here. Both a little slow to their feet, and there's the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out. A little surprised that Junior was able to kick out of that massive back suplex there from Brick.
And it's funny you say that, because when Brick Wall went with the superplex the back superplex, he showed he was still human. He showed that it did affect him a little bit coming down, but again, it's Junior's being very tenacious in this match. And like you said earlier, maybe he's trying to mimic his father, but I don't feel he can. But Brick Wall, he might be calling for the ball and elbow.
And it looks like he is. We'll see if Junior's able to move out of the way here. I don't think he's going to get out of this one.
That's 280 plus dropping on your sternum. Into the cover here. This has got to be it. 2. And oh my God.
Well, like you said, tenacity. Junior is not lacking in that. He's staying in this match. It surprises me, but he's trying to keep up with Brick here.
Is it too little, too late though? Because now we're starting to see Brickwall not necessarily showing frustration, but just throwing those meat hooks around.
Calculated blows. Those are huge hands that are coming down, just laying into Junior in a big clothesline to the back there. Every one of those is going to be a significant welt tomorrow.
But Junior's still fighting back, or he's trying. I got to hand it to Junior. He's trying his best to. He's got Brickwall down to one knee.
That's the first, and this is the first that he's going to have him down to the ground this match.
Yeah. What is Junior thinking here? Trying to roll this big man around and his own elbow drop. That's better than nothing, though. You know, like at least he's trying. Junior is trying to, make it, because unfortunately for Anthony Jr., he's in a big gut buster there. Barely got Brickwall up, but got him up high enough to do it into the cover 2, and Brickwall able to kick out. But as I was saying, Junior has always been too small to be considered a heavyweight, but kind of too big to be a light heavyweight. He's like that in between, and he's never been able to hit that middle ground.
Yeah, and that's a similar problem that you see with a lot of people sort of in that in those late teens, early 20s wrestlers. People, I mean, you even see people on main stages. You mentioned John Cena last week. John Cena wasn't too far off of that early on in his career. So when you see people like Junior not able to keep up with these guys, I don't think it's a lost cause or anything to be concerned about. It's just going to take some time. I don't think he's ever going to be someone that can compete with Brick, but
in the spear. This matchup, ladies and gentlemen, has barely been 5 minutes here. Into the cover. 2 and 3
and he just broke Junior in half. That could not have felt good. A decisive victory for Brick, showing that he is still a top contender, but unfortunately not for that title picture.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough break for Anthony Jr. And congratulations to that man, Brickwall. He looks agitated tonight, which is understandable given the circumstances that he was put in.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to be happy about victories. Got to take your wins when you can. Definitely still disappointed. You can see that in his face, but still happy to come out here and put on a good show. Get a decisive win over Die Hard's son.
Oh yeah, and one of the most impressive physiques in all of wrestling, right there, is Brickwall. I mean, he's chiseled out of stone.
Shocking, yeah, a magnificent figure. He's huge. He's again certainly a top contender. Just unfortunate he was kicked out of that tournament early.
Wait, what is Brickwall doing? Whoa, Brickwall has the microphone.
Oh,
man, listen, guys, I'm freaking pissed. I'm sitting here trying to win a world championship, and it was stolen out from underneath me once again. Last week, when I was in that damn match, I was about to put James Braden away. But what happens? The arena goes black, someone hits me from behind, and James Braden wins? It's kind of how ironic, after earlier before that match, I was talking to Die Hard and he wanted to bring back TCO. And I basically told him to shove it, because I did not want to be a part of that any longer. I'm not pointing any fingers, but it just seems to be such a coincidence that seems to happen tonight. Now, as for you, Junior, I didn't mean it personally, but I'm tired of getting the short end of the stick everywhere I go. And once I figure out who put their hands on me, I'm coming after you. And I promise I will.
Strong words from Brickwall.
we don't see Brick pick up the mic much at all.
We got to cut to a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
What defines a revolution? Is it the company you keep? Is it the matches that you win? Is it the way that you wrestle? Is it the championships that you hold? No. A revolution is defined by who you are.
We're back here, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get this matchup underway, the thought that Westy was having about Brickwall grabbing a microphone, we wanted to touch base on that real quick. Again, strong words from Brickwall.
Right. You don't see Brick pick up the mic much at all. If he's picking up the mic, he's calling out somebody, and I would not want to be whoever messed with him last week.
Yeah, based on what happened to Anthony Jr., ladies and gentlemen, I would not want to be in the path of Brickwall. And switching gears here, we've got Ryan Romo getting ready to take on Travis Porter, and I feel like this is an uneven matchup. You know, Ryan Romo, a second-generation wrestler, weighing 240 plus pounds. Travis Porter barely 200 pounds. Two different.
And not to mention just the caliber of competitor that Romo is. This doesn't look, like you said, it's a very even fight. But stranger things have happened. So I'm interested to see who can pull this one out.
That is very true, and it does beg the question. Obviously Ryan Romo giving a nod to Top Gun. As his shirt said, because I was inverted. I don't know if you noticed that or not, Wes.
I did, yeah.
Give it the nod to Maverick and Goose coming out to Danger Zone as well. So that was, but now we're going to see a little bit more speed come into effect tonight with Travis Porter. He's one of our adrenaline superstars, as speed is his greatest weapon.
And you know me, Billings. I've always been a huge fan of watching the adrenaline division, the smaller guys going at it, watching them be able to be creative, fly around the ring, and take some of these bigger guys down in ways that they probably haven't seen before. That is where he's going to be able to capitalize and hopefully, if he's lucky enough, be able to pull this one out. That's the way he's going to do it.
I'm pulling for Porter in this matchup. I've had a couple of interactions with Romo backstage, and he just he acts like he's above me, and he's not.
Well, Billings, if you had the in-ring reputation that Romo did, you would probably garner a little bit more respect.
Well, I'm undefeated in the ring. So I'm just saying, just reminding everybody, I have 3 pinfall victories. I'm 3-0. I'm on my way to having an undefeated streak. I will retire undefeated as Romo here with this side arm lock on Travis Porter, trying to set the pace early, because Travis Porter starts moving around, like you said, he's very quick.
Yeah, if he can get moving, he's gonna have to dodge some of those blows. A little gut kick there. The slap didn't do an awful lot, getting some kicks in, but he's gonna have to keep the pace moving and make sure that Romo can't slow this match down.
Exactly, as Romo trying to, he's got Travis Porter here by the hair, which the referee should be admonishing him for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Die Hard about these refs, man. I don't understand.
As now Romo taunting Travis Porter. I feel like Romo might be getting too full of himself too early in the match, sticking his fingers in the face and the eyes of Travis Porter.
Yeah, like you said, maybe getting a little bit too comfortable. Maybe he thinks this match is a little bit beneath him. So if he gets raking the eyes, just not getting admonished for that at all.
But Travis Porter here going to try to fight back. He's going to backdrop there. Oh, Romo was trying to climb to the ropes as Porter here into the cover, a 1 count.
Early on in the match, even if you're gonna pin him and get only a 1 or 2 count, it's draining them of stamina, of strength, and that's going to help you in the long run every time.
Oh yeah. And again, that speed, like as you saw, Porter was able to roll away from Romo, but Romo with the modified pump handle there, and a long 1 count, almost a 2 count, not quite a 2.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Porter didn't stay on a little bit longer. It looked like his head might have caught off the bottom rope as he was falling. Probably didn't feel too great, but he is back up to his feet and has Romo in the corner. Nice drop kick to the back.
I got to hand it to Porter here. He's getting hit a lot by Romo, but he keeps getting up and trying to give him everything he can, and that is impressive.
Still being able to show life after taking big blows like that, and ooh, a big elbow off the second rope there from Romo to cover. 1, 2, and a quick 2. Porter still getting his shoulder up there, but every time, I mean, like I said earlier, taking these big blows, just one after the other, not being able to get out of the way, pick up the pace. This is going to be tragic for Porter if he can't get the pace moving now.
Oh yeah, but I got to hand it to Travis Porter. He's able to get himself out of that rear chin lock very quickly, so that the least amount of damage was done possible. The referee just got bumped. And Travis Porter was saying something to him. I think he was apologizing for the referee getting bumped, but the referee should not have been in the way there.
And some quick jabs there to the jaw, actually kind of slowing the pace down himself, taking those very specific blows, taking shots where he wants them. And then nice little slingshot leg drop over the top rope there. Taunting the crowd, I might have preferred a quick cover there, but he's getting into the ring for the cover now.
2 and a long 2 count there for Travis Porter. He's 1 second away from beating Ryan Romo. Spinning elbow there out of nowhere.
And another 2 count. Yeah, like I mentioned, maybe he doesn't pander to the crowd, hops in the ring, goes for the pin. He might have him there.
And Romo now starting to slow things down. I think this is what his game plan may have been coming in here, but Porter catching the leg. Oh, just quick as a hiccup, ladies and gentlemen. Quick as a hiccup.
And these, like I said, these blows are not particularly hard, but they are calculated. They are exactly how and where he wants them. So they might not look very hard, but they definitely hurt.
And Romo just kind of showing his strength over Porter there with that, almost like a one-arm power bomb.
Just tossing him around.
Wait a second. Romo with the clothesline. And you can hear the fans booing Romo. You know, they're not big fans of him.
Now another big back elbow there in the pin. 1, 2. And it almost looks like he let Porter up there. I think he's toying with him at this point. Just tossing him around.
But here's Porter fighting back. Just note that no quit attitude.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the crowd not loving it. I know they would like to have seen Porter do a little bit better early on in this match, but he's picking his spots and taking some shots here at Romo. Nice little jumping leg drop there. And I think I might have liked to see a pin, but and a nice moonsault there off the ropes.
Into a cover there too, and a 2 count there is, he's trying to figure out a way to keep the big guy down, or the bigger guy. I mean, because Ryan Romo isn't a huge wrestler, but he's definitely got a size advantage over Travis Porter with his own spinning back elbow there. And if Porter's going to set something up, he's got to do it now. He's beautiful standing drop kick.
Beautiful. There's not an awful lot of people in this company who can throw a drop kick better than that. And it looks like he's setting Romo up for something right here.
Oh, wait a second. Travis Porter double underhooks and he pins Romo here. 1, 2, and so close to a 3 count.
If he'd been a little bit bigger, had a little bit better leverage there, he wins that match off that pin.
Romo gotten back up and another big right hand there. Whipping Porter into the ropes. No, Porter counters. And Romo doing a knee face buster there. Rounding Travis Porter.
Yeah, Porter looks like he's taking some damage from that knee. That was a big hit to his forehead right there.
Oh yeah, is Romo here?
He's calling for it.
He's calling. He calls this. If it's a suplex move, it is because I was inverted. He went for the cover, but Travis Porter's long, lanky legs saved him with a rope break, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think that might have saved him the match right there. Being able to get his foot underneath that rope is definitely going to be a factor here.
But how much damage was done We're talking because I was inverted. That is picking somebody up and dropping them on their head.
And at this point, is it too little, too late? Is Porter even going to be able to come back into this match?
Right, as you just saw, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Romo just threw Travis Porter out of the ring. The referee's beginning his 10 count. As you know, Romo here taunting to the fans, and they're not very receptive toward him.
No, and Romo, just like you said, just taunting, just rub it in his face that he doesn't even have to beat him at this point. He just tossed him out of the ring.
That's if you can. I know Travis Porter can't hear us, but if you can get up, Travis, now would be the time to get up, get in there, and beat Ryan Romo.
Yeah, I'm not someone that usually interferes with matches, but if Porter was crawling around up there and I was by ringside, I might toss him back in the ring here.
Because we're up to a 9 count, and this is just a disrespectful way for Travis Porter to lose this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. This was Ryan Romo showed a huge sign of disrespect there.
Yeah, sort of disappointing to see a match end like that. I'm all for getting in your opponent's head and making them feel some sort of a way, but really disappointing to see a match where we see someone like Porter who can be explosive and can come back and be able to get pins and create space out of nowhere, not have the opportunity to finish that.
Ryan Romo just looked to the backstage area and said, "Pay me."
Yep.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Ryan Romo for picking up a count-out victory over Travis Porter. Our main event is up next. We have to take our final commercial break of the evening. Main event is Jordan Moore, Ron Corleone. I'm looking forward to that one. I hope you are.
I am. I can't wait to see him. I'm really excited to get that match underway. Sort of remove the bad taste that this match ended left in my mouth.
As I sit here alone and think to myself what I've done and achieved in my career, I can only think of one thing: a world championship around my waist. The only thing that matters. No matter friend nor foe, it does not matter. I have always given 110%, no matter what. But I have this unsettling feeling that those are out to get me. When I won the PWA World Championship from Twisted and set a new standard for what a champion should be. And I think of being unable to get out of the ring under my own power. It completely destroys me, but I refuse to let anybody underestimate Die Hard. No one will ever stop Die Hard from being the man that I am determined to be, no matter what it takes.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. As you see Jordan Moore get ready to come to the ring. Main event time.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Looks like he is focused and ready. Doesn't look like the words from Ron got into his head too much at all earlier. He is ready to go out there and put on a show tonight.
You know, and every time I see Jordan Moore walk, he's always walking with a purpose. It's never unguided or with no direction.
No wasted movement. He is one of the best that we've ever seen, and I'm excited to see him go up against a competitor like Ron for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, this is the first ever, ladies and gentlemen, first time ever. And like I said last week, Jordan Moore, one of the most highly decorated men in all of wrestling. 16 times world champion just in itself from various companies. Not to mention hardcore championships, tag team championships, $1 million championships, various other championships. Like he was, I want to say, in 2007, he was the first Grand Slam champion, which meant he held every championship at least once.
Which is crazy for someone as young as he still is. At 32, he is just in his prime, and you can tell by the way he looks. You mentioned it last week. This is the greatest he's ever looked, the best shape of his life. If he is looking for a world title, if he thinks that he has what it takes to be a world title holder at this point in his career, I don't think anyone's going to stop him.
I gotta agree. I've gotta agree. And I've had the esteemed pleasure of calling so many matches that I've seen, battles and wars that I've seen Jordan go through over the years, from his early years all the way to even tonight. Because this is going to be a war. This is going to be a war between Ron Corleone and Jordan Moore. I'm glad this is our main event tonight.
Absolutely, and I mean, you talk about the wars that this man has been through. I mean, I think we're probably a little swayed because we were able to watch his battles with Die Hard over the years. And not to take anything at all away from Ron. Ron is an incredible competitor in his own right, but someone like Jordan, who has been through everything that he's been through, as many titles he's held, all of that's going to come into play tonight. He's never been one who has shied away from a big challenge or had an issue with stepping up to a competitor, no matter the size. So I'm excited to see how he takes on Ron tonight.
That is true, and this is part of Ron Corleone's mind game here, making you watch a video saying that he is the realest OG. And Corleone, he used to go by the moniker Hollywood Ron Corleone. He lived in Hollywood, California. He now resides in North Carolina. So just for, Ron Corleone and even Jordan Moore, they're only a couple of states away at this point in their careers.
They are, and like we mentioned earlier, this is the first time these two have ever been in the ring together. Not the first time they have been, in the same promotion, or, they've had matches around each other for years, just never really crossed paths.
Well, I know that starting sometime later on this week into next week, we're going to be launching the PWE Hot Seat, which is we're going to be talking with wrestlers about where they've been, in their careers. I'm thinking we might need to have a sit down, or I might need to have a sit down with Jordan. Find out where he's been the past couple of years.
It's been a long time since we've seen Jordan. Like you mentioned, he's lean, he's toned more so than he has been in a long time. I think it would be great to sit down with him. I've got an inkling of what he's been up to, but I won't spoil that for you, Billings. I'll let you sit down and talk to him.
Well, thank you. I might have to have you have a sit down with Ron.
I would love to sit down with Ron. Ron is just a massive human. Ron is one of the best. I think he is certainly a world championship contender. Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if this had ended up being the world championship match. These two right here in the ring.
I know this almost feels like this should have been it. I'm not trying to take anything away from Jerry Graham, because I know he'd probably try to pick a fight with me, but I'm just saying this could have been.
Yeah, I mean, if at the beginning of this tournament, regardless of bracketing position, if you were going to pick two people that could have been at the top and ready to compete for the world championship, these have been definitely two at the top of my list.
And now the real question is, as lean as Jordan Moore is now, is he going to be able to take down Ron? As Ron starting this matchup with strikes.
And that's a good point. You did notice that Ron went for that gut kick when Jordan went for the tie-up. So a little bit of disrespect there. Ron asserting himself early in this match. But yeah, you're right. He's a little bit leaner, able to get the counter there, and Ron put him back in the corner. And his blows have always been painful, regardless of size. He's going to be doing some serious damage with those strikes.
What is Jordan doing here? Oh my God! That will pull your arm out of its socket.
An early focus on the elbow, the arm area of Ron. Maybe we see if that's a recurring theme here in this match.
And like you were saying, Jordan Moore not ever shy to back down from somebody that's bigger than him.
No, I mean he spent years training with Die Hard when he was still bigger than Jordan. And by the way, Brick Wall, those two have trained together for years. They are. He is obviously not afraid of running away or running into someone the size of Brick. Ron, a comparable size, so it's going to be training that Jordan has put in for years going into play here in this match.
And my question for Ron is, like we said, Ron is strong. He's a strong guy. But Jordan Moore is quick. He's fast, and he's got he has that technical prowess behind everything he does. Very calculated moves. Every movement is calculated for Jordan.
Absolutely, but if Ron can keep up with Jordan, if Ron can keep Jordan grounded or dictate the pace of this match, I think he is going to be more than capable of taking Jordan down.
Stepping on the fingers.
Ooh.
Right onto the back of the elbow.
Ron taking some damage early to the arm, returning the favor back to Jordan. That could have been a broken elbow right there.
This reminds me of like a tit for tat type situation. Like you do this to me, I'm going to do this to you. And he's wrenching now, starting to work on Jordan Moore's legs. And I think Ron knows if he can take out the vertical base of Jordan Moore, that will give him the biggest advantage possible in this matchup. If Jordan cannot get to his feet quickly, Ron has this in the bag.
Absolutely. Ron obviously has incredible upper body strength, so Jordan targeting an arm early, trying to cut down the big man, be able to weaken the upper body, the strength of Ron, is certainly a good plan. But and nice forearm there, reversal over the top rope. Ooh, springboard, clothesline coming down on top of Ron. Some shades of older Jordan. We've seen this for years and years. Jumping elbow drop there from Jordan, and he is going to move Ron closer to the center of the ring here, and we'll see what he's going for.
And a big moonsault into a cover there. 1, 2, and a 2 count on Ron Corleone. This is what we were talking about, this match being explosive. Like, we assumed, Jordan was going to go for a cover, went and hit a moonsault and then a cover.
Right, and you see exactly what we were mentioning, right? Jordan picks up the pace, able to get some offense in. Here, Ron slowing down the pace, able to do just throwing Jordan off of the apron down to the floor there.
But that resiliency of Jordan, able to get back to his feet, and he counters there, and a series of strikes. Now kick to the abdomen, and wait, this DDT on the outside.
That's basically cement. We have very little padding around the outside of this ring. This is bare bones. That is a very hard service. He went straight into with his head.
Yeah, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we share this arena with a nightclub throughout the week, so there's cement underneath here. It's not very much padding as Jordan Moore into the cover, hooking the far leg. 1 and a long 1 count. Ron forcefully able to kick out.
Yeah, I think Jordan was expecting him to stay down a little bit longer there. Looks kind of surprised when he gets back to his knees.
And Ron starting to, maybe figure out the method, the methodology that Jordan's using in this match. Figuring out what he can and cannot do to Jordan to keep offense. But Ron spilling more onto the apron, and a big man spear all the way back out to the outside.
And keeping Jordan down, being able to slow the pace, do the damage, take your shots. That's how you beat Jordan.
What is Ron doing here? We're talking about this being a not comfortable environment to be in on the outside, and he's got Jordan up, and into the barricade.
Billings, we've called some matches in some big buildings that had some padded barricades between the competitors and the crowd. This is not one. Those are steel barricades he just got powerbombed onto.
He did into the cover. This may be it, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, and Jordan Moore, the resiliency of Moore, and now the adrenaline's kicking. He sat right up.
Yep, he's feeling it. He took some damage. Talking some smack. Ron doing the same. Another smack, another forearm, and here comes Jordan.
And Jordan, that sling blade type maneuver, and Jordan Moore, he's calling for the end.
Yep, he wants to put this match away as soon as he can.
Now, Jordan starting to work on the arms. I think although he may be calling for the end, he knows he's got to work on those limbs of the big man Ron. He's got to take out that lifting base.
Yep, he knows that he's got to keep that big man down, and if he's going to do that, he needs to tear that arm apart.
And Jordan just pacing. He was getting ready to come after Ron, and Ron playing a little bit of a mind game, running back into the ring. But Moore picking the leg as he got back in there.
Yep, Jordan was willing to play the game for a little bit until Ron slid back in the ring past him. Nice little hip toss there. Jordan catches the leg, spins him around. Oh, and a big belly-to-back suplex dropping more in the middle of the ring.
You know, and I got to hand it to Ron. He's sticking to the power, the position of power in this matchup, slamming Moore on his face there. 1, 2, and Jordan Moore able to get the shoulder off the mat again. And now Ron gloating.
Another long 2 for Jordan. Looks like he might be slowing down here. Might be running out of energy. This could be the beginning of the end for Jordan in this match.
Find out. Oh, Jordan caught the foot there. Turns Ron around, and now he's got Ron in a big German suplex.
I'm honestly surprised he was able to get Ron over. Jordan looks cut and lean, but that was a big suplex.
That took a lot of strength there, and now Jordan basic hip toss, ladies and gentlemen, simple but effective.
Elementary.
Now look at this.
We've seen this from Jordan for years. Every time he gets into a situation where he knows he needs to pull this out, he goes back to basics. And that's what he's doing right here.
And that's one thing that Jordan has always been able to do over the years is he can always take it back to basics. Big counter from Jordan into a drop toe hold. Again, a roll out of the way, drop toe hold. Like you said, basics, back to basics.
And a Luthez press there, getting some punches right on the noggin of Ron. Jordan stepping over, looks like he's trying to get Ron back up. I might have gone for a pin there myself. And, ooh, a huge running kick. That's why he was getting him up. And here's the pin.
That might be lights out, too. And a 2 count for Ron.
Sort of reminiscent of the punt kick that took out Die Hard also so many years ago.
That is very true. And, Jordan is not showing frustration in this scenario. Although Ron is not staying down for the 3 count. Jordan does not seem to be getting frustrated with that. He's like, all right, let's do this.
And that's that experience that you mentioned coming into play. So many. Can you even count the number of pins that happened in that Die Hard and Jordan Moore match all those years ago?
I cannot.
And what's Jordan setting up here? Ooh, huge roundhouse kick right to the face of Ron. You can tell Jordan's pumped for that, and he's looking for something here.
What is? He's grabbing the arm. What? Oh, look at this arm bar.
Oh.
Our cameraman should be on the other side of the ring right now. He should be getting a better angle for us. Ron's fighting out here.
Looks similar to that Kimura lock that Jordan used to use. A huge armbar. Ron definitely showing frustration.
And Ron was showing the effects of that armbar too on the arm there, as Ron now has more up on his shoulders, and he slams him over with that Death Valley driver, hooking the far leg, but I don't think he got all of it. And he didn't, as his arm may have given out on him. That armbar looked like it hurt.
Yeah, he was cranking that arm in a direction it is not supposed to go. Ron moving Jordan back here to the center of the ring. And a
basic fist drop.
Yep, dropped it right on his forehead, and looking to wear more down a little bit more. Some big clubbing blows and cranking that neck lock there.
This is definitely for Ron and Jordan. This is a very big match, because the winner of this match, obviously they're going to go and face Jerry Graham at Ground Zero. So they both want to win, and although this rear chin lock probably hurt Jordan Moore a lot, it takes a lot of physical strain on you. He looked very comfortable in that position.
Calm, cool, and collected all the time. You never see Jordan stress or freak out about anything, although that was a big plant there from Ron.
And now Ron going to drop the big man leg drop right across the throat. Again, into the cover. This is what it's all about. Back and forth. I love the constant covers, but Jordan Moore forcefully kicks out at a 1.
Yeah, but you can definitely see that he's starting to wear down both of these competitors, slowing. I can't imagine this is going to go on an awful lot much longer, because I think both of them will just pass out here soon.
Yeah, you got to wonder how many reserves are in the tank. I mean, generally, if you have too long of a match, against somebody bigger than you, you're using a lot more strength to, pick them up and do things to them. But, Jordan hasn't really been throwing Ron around, so
Yeah, definitely has his conditioning up. I mean, even at that, you can be the best condition of your life, but if you're taking these huge clubbing blows like he's been taking from Ron, it's still not going to last very long.
That is very true. Is now Jordan setting up his own pacing here with this head crank, just wrenching away on Big Ron. What is?
Yep.
We're seeing the elbows from Jordan here. This is one of those moves that usually signifies trying to set up something.
Yep, and going for the pin quickly after, see if he can catch Ron off guard. Gets a 1, a 2, and actually a long 2 count there. Might have caught Ron sleeping a little bit there when he went for that pin.
So Ron came to just as that referee's hand was coming down for the 3, and Jordan's calling for the BTM drop.
He wants it here. He's coming for it.
But Ron sees it coming. He runs in and he sends more. No, pulls it back into the clothesline. Ron's you gotta believe he's looking for that broad kick.
He's looking to end it right here. He wants to put more away. He's got him in position. Ooh, massive kick.
Drew Haynes' theme song is playing.
What is happening?
What is going on? I know, Drew Haynes was eliminated out of the tournament by Ron Corleone. But
and Ron's checking out Drew up here on the ramp. Jordan's still laying in the middle of the ring.
Jordan is starting to come to, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring.
They're exchanging some words, but more stirring. He's getting up here behind Ron.
Corleone is not paying attention. He's sleeping on Moore.
Moore's looking for it. Clubbing blow turns them around.
BTM drop.
And he's going for the cover. This has got to be it.
1, 2, and 3, and Jordan Moore is the other #1 contender for the PWE World Championship.
Honestly, a little disappointed that we saw Haynes jump up there. I think Ron had Jordan exactly where he needed him. That looked like it should have been the end of the match. Disappointed for Ron. Excited to see Jordan move on in the tournament. I'm never going to be sad to have seen either one of these guys in a championship match. But I can't believe this is the end of seeing these two in the same ring.
Well, we may, hopefully at some point, we see them, compete again against each other, because that was amazing. That was an amazing matchup. Lots of back and forth, and not to take anything away from Jordan Moore. I know that maybe Drew Haynes was, a little upset with what was said to him by Ron. But ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time for tonight. We will see you next week. I've been your host, Christopher Billings.
I am Wes Steele.
All right, let's see. I got to figure out how to. So that.